Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well in this lead up to the holidays. Just got a quick hobby update here for you today. You guys, first what I got in front of you here you guys saw in my last hobby update video, but I had not based it. So I went through and based this market stall piece of terrain. Really happy with the way it came out. Yeah, and I think it looks like a used market stall that gets a lot of foot traffic and everything. So real happy with the way it came out. I got some of these Midlands or Lowland flowers from the Army painter at my FLGS. And this was the first base I used them on, and I'm really happy with the way they look and how they turned out. Just livens up the base even more, gives it a more realistic look, I guess you could say. So that's that all based up and ready to go for games of the Barons War and Pillage and any other instance where you need a market stall. Next, I did some trees. The trees came pre-made. I got them at Hobby Lobby here in the U.S. So nothing special, nothing I did. This one's, I think, a 5-inch tree, and I'm having a hard time putting it in frame. But what I did do was make bases for them. Initially, I put them on some thin cardboard from a granola box. When I put the PVA on, it started to do like this. So I had to, I cut out some foam board of about roughly the same size and put them on there, and it flattened them out. And also just gives some room for models to move around and everything. So same basing techniques as I did for the market stall. Up next is going to be some models. This one I showed, excuse me, in the last hobby update, but I've put the transfer on the shield, so it's my medieval Khorne Berserker from representing Warhammer 40k. So happy with how that turned out. The ones I had on the sheet, it's an old, probably old at this point, transfer sheet from, oh geez, probably 4th, 5th, 6th edition, whenever the plastic kits of the old Chaos Space Marines came out, whatever edition that was. It was before I had started playing, so they were either too big for the shield, or like this one, too small, but it works. I'm happy with the way it turned out. It goes in with that red, so that's pretty cool. The next models I'm going to show are newly painted. First is my wizard, or a wizard, or sorcerer, or whoever. No, for those of you in the U.S. who know, I'm not an LSU fan. I just, purple and yellow, I figured went well together. I didn't do any shading or anything on the purple. I really like the contrast between the yellow robe being shaded and then highlighted back up, and then the purple just being a straight purple. I don't know, there's just that contrast, that difference there. I like the way it turned out. But I'm going to use him for more than likely games of Frostgrave, or just anywhere where I need a magic user. Could use him in D&D campaigns as an evil wizard, or whatever the case may be. Maybe even in games of 5 Leagues from the Borderlands. It's a game I want to start looking into at the beginning of the new year. So real happy with the way he turned out. Up next is going to be my Stark Lord for my Game of Thrones version of the Barons War. I did him differently than the Perry's War of the Roses, that's it. Lords that I've painted up, because he's a Stark. They're first men, and they're not like really about the knightly or knightly houses and stuff like that. That's more of a below the neck kind of thing, a southern thing, Andals. The Manderleys do practice knighthood and, you know, mounted cavalry and everything like that. So, but not the Starks. So I've got, let's see if I can get it to show. Put a little transfer on there from the Space Wolves. Again, a very old transfer. It's not exactly like the Stark transfer. The Stark transfer is a running wolf from side to side, but I like the way this one looked, so I went with that. I'm not sure about the white cloak. The Kingsguard have white cloaks, and there's nothing to say that a Stark couldn't have a white cloak. It contrasts really well with the black and gray fur from the animal. I may go back and paint that like a deep gray or maybe even a light gray. I'm not exactly sure. Also, I gave this model a pick. The model has been made up for months, and that's what I gave the model when I made it. Otherwise, I would have gave it a sword, so it could be ice. But in this instance, it's a Stark with a pick. And he's got the fantastical Teutonic Knight style helmet going on. But really happy with the way he turned out. Dark colors. The white and the ivory of the shield really contrasted as the gold of the helmet. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Up next is another knight. Another War Games Atlantic Foot Knight. I don't know what transfer I'm going to put on yet. Don't think I'm going to paint anything. But this one's been made up for a while. He's armed with a falchion and a sword. But, yeah, if you've got any ideas or anything, I've got some old world Empire of Man looking transfers that I may put on here. I'll have to see. I've tried to use them for other things, and they were either just too small or I wasn't crazy with the way that they went on. I forget what company I've got them from. I'd have to look, but that may be what I go with. But if you've got any suggestions, put it down below. I was thinking as this guy is more of a southern, probably Stormlands, like Baratheon, tied to House Baratheon, or maybe even House Gardner and House, like, what is the house for the Reach? Gardner's the one until Aegon wipes them out at the Battle of the Burning Fields. It's not Tarly, it's not Highgarden, or Hightower. They're at Highgarden. I forget, it'll come to me at some point. But yeah, that may be what this guy's done for him. I like his antlered helm and yellow helmet, just sticks out. Last two models I'm going to show are Cumans that I've made up with heads from the Victrix Islamic Cavalry set and bodies from the Victrix Viking set. When I made these models up, I've got 6 more that I've done in the past. I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Come Deliverance, the first one, where the Cumans are a lot more prevalent and more the bad guy. So I wanted to make some up. So I did. Really happy with the way they turned out. I think they're really cool. I think they fit the vibe. Not as heavily armored. I don't think any of them are really as heavily armored. Maybe a great helm or something like that on one of them, on the other ones I've done. But I think they turned out really well. You can use them for bandits or just a squad of just sergeants or whatever in the Barons' War, or use them in pillage. So really happy with how they turned out. There's that one. This one I did up very unrealistically. He's got a sword where there's a scabbard, and then he's got a quiver and a bow. It's not a bow quiver or pouch, but bow carrier. This is pretty unrealistic. I don't think you'd see something like that again. This is from the Islamic Cavalry set from Victrix, the quiver and bow. It's probably a lot of too much stuff moving around. You'd more likely have it on your back. But with the way the model is, and that is, I just did it where it's attached to his belt. So that's fine. But again, I'm happy with how they turned out. And they're my Cumans. that's it from me, guys, on as far as what I've got done. I've got some more stuff in the works that I'm trying to find motivation to finish some of the stuff I've been working on. I'm really wanting to work on some other models, and I may go ahead and do that. You don't need to work through a model that you're not enjoying, or a group of models that you're not enjoying, and force yourself through it if you've got other options. It's just not good for your mental health or getting your hobby done. So I'm gonna see you there. You'll see in my next hobby update, and I'll mention if it's the ones I got done or the ones that I'm having a hard time with or not. But I'm also going to be releasing a video soon for what my 2026 hobby plan is, as far as the big project. I'm really excited about it. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions or anything, be sure to leave them down in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel. Whenever you subscribe, be sure to click the bell icon and select all, instead of it being automatically set to personalized. That way, you'll get a notification every time I release a video, instead of just them sporadically popping up on your homepage if they do, or just having to rely on your subscriptions page, which every video will show up. That's where you should be looking for your subscriptions for new videos. But if you hit all at the bell icon, you'll get a notification up in the corner every time a video is released from that channel you're subscribed to. So really appreciate it, guys. Be well, and like I said, I'll be releasing another video soon. Thank you.